Disneyland Park. Originally just called Disneyland. Bet you didn't know that. It's actually called Disneyland Park now, because I sure didn't know that before doing this video. The magical land where food is overpriced and the lines are usually long. Opened on July 17, 1955, and is the only park built to completion under Walt Disney supervision. Now, I grew up in California from the ages of 1 to 10, maybe 11, it's kind of blurry now in my older age, but anyway, I grew up not too far from Disneyland, and some of my favorite memories growing up involve surprise trips to Disneyland. Those magic words, "We're going to Disneyland," would elicit genuine cheers from us kids back in the day. Back in the 90s, everyone wanted to go to Disneyland.
Magic Johnson, you and the Lakers just won the NBA championship. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to Disneyland.
Joe Montana, you and the San Francisco 49ers just won back-to-back Super Bowls. What are you going to do next?
Going back to Disneyland.
Michael Jordan and the Bulls, you just won your first NBA championship. What are you going to do next?
We're going to Disney World. Yeah!
All right. So those were commercials for Disneyland, and the athletes were paid for it. And the last one with Jordan is for Disney World, but you get my point. People wanted to go to Disneyland parks, and for me, that hasn't diminished over the years. Even with blistered feet and a tired body, you can still tell I still had fun at Disney. But I want to share my trip, and I got ahead of myself, so let's start at the beginning. As you can probably tell, Disney is in full Halloween spirit. So naturally we went straight to the Haunted Mansion, which incidentally is my favorite ride in Disneyland. After riding the Nightmare Before Christmas version of the ride, I have to say that I prefer the regular version. I still do enjoy the way the queue line kinda gets you into the mood of the ride, and the elevator ride going down into the ride is always my favorite part in both the regular version and the holiday version.
When two holidays collide.
Signs of the zodiac that rule the future and transcend. 11 candles floating, their scent of mystery in the air. 10 telling tea leaves that swirl with secrets yet to share.
They actually make a different huge gingerbread house every year that is displayed during the dining hall scene in the ride, and for this year, to honor the 50th anniversary, they made this gingerbread house in the shape of the Haunted Mansion.
I really outdid myself this time. Look at all the happy faces.
We've got ourselves a winner here! The gold is coming at you!
We went to Splash Mountain next, thinking that if we get wet, it should dry off after going around the park for the rest of the day, and that we wouldn't get too wet from the ride. Oh, it is cold. Oh no. Oh no, it's cold, Marjorie. Oh shoot! Ah! 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 So wet! I'm so wet. My shoes are wet. I'm very wet. Very wet. Oh no. This is a bad idea. Yep, after the second drop, we were covered in water and we didn't even get to the big drop yet.
Well, that's just where you're going.
Oh shoot! Look at me! Look at my pants!
We need to go to the toilet or something. Restroom. We need to go to the restroom.
Yeah. We stopped by the restroom so that Marge could dry herself off while I basked in the sun, drying off and looking at the ducks on the river/lake.
How about an aloha? Welcome to Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, brought to you by our friends here at Dole. Just a couple of things before we get started with our show. We do ask that you refrain from any cell phone use, videography, splash photography, smoking, any of those things.
I wanted to record the Tiki Room, but you just heard that we are not supposed to record the show. Well, anyways, it was a fun show, and I really do like the Dole Whip float. And this brings us to the main reason I wanted to go back to Disneyland, Galaxy's Edge, or Star Wars Land, as most will know it as. Oh my goodness gracious, sweet Mary, Mother of God. There it is, the Millennium Falcon. I never thought I'd get to see it in person.
Light Violet, make the jump to light speed.
Well, of course I was gonna ride it. It's the Millennium Falcon, for goodness gracious. Next time I'll be the ride pilot so I can jump us into light speed. We then headed to Oga's Cantina, where you can only order 2 drinks per person, can only stay in the cantina for 45 minutes, and there are limited seating areas. So we stood at the bar and ordered 4 drinks and 2 snacks while enjoying the cantina atmosphere. The drinks and snacks were okay, but I wouldn't pay for it again. After spending some time in the cantina, we decided to rest and walk around for a while. Now it's time for the lightsaber building experience at Savvy's workshop. These lightsabers are not cheap. At $200 for a lightsaber, you could buy a nice lightsaber for a little more online, but that's nothing against the lightsaber here in Disney, because the Disney lightsaber doesn't feel cheap, and the buying lightsabers online doesn't include the experience that you have here in Disney.
The lightsaber. It is elegant and enigmatic.
For fans of Star Wars like me, the lightsaber experience is an absolute no-brainer.
Power. Once wielded by Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Asajj Ventress, and now Kylo Ren. But enough of those legends and their stories. Today, Crystal, I'm called to you.
The lightsaber in Disney has some heft to it, and mine may be a little defective as the responsiveness of my saber is a little off. And looking online, I can't seem to find anyone else with this issue, so your lightsaber may vary.
Raise your sabers high, for you have just built a lightsaber, like the Jedi and Sith that came before you. And like them, you too can change the galaxy. Remember, it only takes a spark. Congratulations, builders. The bond has been forged. Please slower and deactivate your lightsabers.
We watched Fantasmic at night, which I didn't really want to record because I wanted to enjoy the show. But man, what a show. It's even one of the things Marge would come back to watch again, and she's not really a fan of Disneyland. After Fantasmic, we left and went off to bed. Jumped to the next day, and that's when the blisters on my feet had set in. But heck, I wasn't going to let that keep me down. I powered on through. First ride was The Little Mermaid. We thought it would be a brief wait in line, but it turned out to be the longest wait to get on the ride because that was when a bunch of people started pouring into the park. Which still boggles my mind as to why there were so many people in the park on a weekday that isn't a holiday or near a date that is a holiday. We then headed to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Marge didn't expect much from this attraction, but I was a little scared because I don't particularly like pure vertical rides. Although, after going on it, I actually liked the ride, and Marge didn't feel like going on any more thrill rides for the rest of the day. On the bright side though, we did get a good picture from the ride. I then rode the Incredicoaster by myself, which is the only ride in the Disneyland parks that has a loop. We also rode the Ferris wheel, the Pixar Pal Around. This is the view from the absolute tippy top of the Ferris wheel. I could tell that Marvel's portion of the land was in full construction mode, and I can't wait till they open it. The land will feature a Spider-Man ride, the California Sanctum Sanctorum, an Avengers ride, and the Pym Test Kitchen that features the use of Pym Tech to both grow and shrink food, which is honestly the one that I am most interested in knowing more about. The land is a major reason I will be coming back to Disney California Adventure. We ended the night with the World of Color show.
Did everyone see that? Because I will not be doing it again. Never had a friend like me.
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. Squirrel!